Alright guys, here's a short little video update, 5,000 mile review of the Black Beauty here. That's not really her name, but sounds good anyway. Doing really good. We went out to eat today. Did a little Sunday fun day with the family, and we went to Chili's, and I decided to rotate my tires myself because, you know, I only like working on my own stuff, and even though you go to dealerships and whatever, they tend to screw things up. I don't care where you go. But anyway, interior's holding up just great. I just rinsed these out. These Husky floor mats, they're really good. We went camping at the local lake over here this weekend and for my birthday, and it was really great. So anyway, there's the mileage right there, almost 5,000 miles. I tend to keep my headliner open just because I like having that light come through. And yes, you know, I know it's technically a nice truck to tow and everything, but you got your glam right there, so it is what it is. And there's the wife bringing up some stuff from camping. And then the bed liner. I told you guys I was kind of give you an update of the bed liner, but here's. I mean, I've thrown a lot of stuff back here. We went out to the desert. I had some diesel spill back here and everything, and there's obviously it's dirty right now because we just threw up all the bikes and everything. It started raining on us here in SoCal yesterday when we were leaving our campsite. So just mud and whatever, not mud, but whatever. Some of that wash from the lake over there. I ended up putting in a new sleeve here because the adapter that came with the truck was horrible, and it was bending really bad. Now I can't actually get this thing out right now because on the top and the bottom I flipped it, but when my hitch, or I'm sorry, when my I guess yeah, when my hitch or my weight distribution shank goes in there, taking the weight off the trailer, it pulls it up like this, and then it tends to put pressure down on the bottom, and then it actually, because this is somewhat loose in here, it actually puts a little dent, a divot in the adapter. So I don't really want to change out my whole weight distribution setup yet. I will, and I'll get something that's set up for a 2.5 inch deal here, so that way I'm not using this you know, this adapter reducer, whatever you want to call it. Now I had one of those locking hitch locks in there, and you know, I don't know, there's no real rating on those things, but I actually bent it, and I had to make somewhat of an emergency stop when we went out to the desert, and I had to slam on my brakes. Luckily it was a tractor trailer in front of me, so I had enough room to stop because he had to stop too. But I put this thing back in from Ford, and it seems to be doing all right. But yeah, absolutely no problems. I am done with those shocks. The ride is not horrible, but it's just not something that I'm really enjoying. So, but I am coming, like I said in my last video, I'm coming from an independent front end setup as opposed to this solid front setup. You can see, I mean, that's how I got these shocks. So that bushing is already cracked and everything, and it's just, I don't know, the ride is not good. So I'm gonna go just do a quick little 2-inch BDS puck that goes on the bottom there, the perch, and then I'm gonna get Fox tuned shocks for it. But anyway, it's the power in this thing is unbelievable. I'm really actually surprised, even with the 331 rear in this deal. Towing my 26-foot toy hauler down there, which I got a crazy deal on. I actually got that for $4,000. Everything works. The guy just want to get rid of it. I just had to use that butyl or whatever tape on the top. I don't know if I mentioned that in the video, but anyway, the thing is, thing's amazing. For the price, I mean, I could have easily spent 10 to 15 grand on that. But coming up, you can't really see it, but my street, kind of view it down there. But anyway, there's a nice little hill coming to my street. So when we were coming home yesterday, I actually put this thing in 4 high because I knew I was going to slip. I was slipping slightly getting on the freeway. But other than that, I mean, the truck is just amazing. I can't wait till S&B gets their cold air intake 50 state approved. So we're just waiting for the EO number on that. I've been emailing them. They've been kind of keeping me up to date. So I've heard pretty good things about it, and then they back you up if something does. They try to go against your your add-ons or whatever, and then try to deny you any warranty claims. And I also put this from Hot Shots. I forget the actual mother company of this, but anyway, I emailed them too, and they said they also have a huge insurance policy over $1 million insurance policy. So if something does go wrong, then they got you covered. But I have noticed from going and I use Chevron fuel, just from going no Hot Shots to Hot Shots, I gained about a mile or 1.5 miles per gallon, which is actually, I think, pretty decent. But overall, the truck has been literally problem free, but it's only 5,000 miles. The only thing I do have to say is this front, I do like to look at the chrome and everything, but I'm already starting to see some evidence of, let's see, where was it? Like right here. You can kind of see that. Just rocks and stuff hitting it, which is it's really a bummer because, it's impossible to keep all this stuff nice. And then, anybody knows here in California, we got horrible roads. I mean, they're horrible. Good old Jerry Brown taxes us to death and then spends the money on, well, nobody really knows. Anyway, I'm enjoying the truck. I love it. It's just a really nice truck. And like I think I said in my last video, this headline, I keep it open. I don't want to use it too much, but there's a line over there that's from the mechanism, some type of metal bracket that's hanging down. So they already have it at the dealership. It's already covered under warranty. They took pictures, sent it to Ford. They said, sure, yeah, we'll cover it. Mom. I just haven't had the time to get in there and actually have it replaced. And another thing, let's see, you got the kids, and you got nice dirt on your seats, but that's what I use the leather conditioner for. It's hard to see. My truck's already dirty, but can I get something in there? Probably not. Those water drops right there, those are like permanent water drops. I mean, let's see if you can see where I rubbed it. It's not picking it up. Anyway, they glass coated my truck, which I paid for, and since I got it in the evening, there was some water spots that were somewhat etched into the clear, and they glass coated over that, so they're like permanent water spots now. So the only way they can do it is cut it off. Then they have to cut the water spots off and then reapply my clear coat. So when I go in for the headliner, when I actually want to give this thing up for a few days, they're going to do the headliner and then the clear coat as well. And I have one other small issue, and I don't know if anybody's experienced this, but this truck, it's like and I'm 5,000 miles. I think I'm over the break-in, burn-in, but it still gets, when I was towing my trailer yesterday, it comes from right here, and it doesn't last too long, but it smells like burning plastic or something, and I'm assuming it's a regen. Otherwise, I don't really smell it as often as I did when I first got it, and I think it kind of has to do with that the everyday diesel treatment. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for the review. Bed liner is just holding up great. I had some sand in there, some blocks back there and everything, and I mean, I've tossed things back here. I've had things rolling around, metal, stuff like that. And speaking of the metal, I actually bought some metal. What I'm going to do is in my next video, I'll show you guys how I'm going to do it. These, because I don't have the adaptive cruise control, so real quick before my video shuts off on me, because I'm this 10-minute limit on this phone, I'm going to use these bolts right here that I'm sure that's not a big deal if I use them for a bracket, but I'm going to make a bracket out of some angle right here, and then have it come down about right here, and then mount my pods that I already have, my black oak LED pods right there. And I'll probably just leave this cover off because it doesn't really look bad without it. And that'll be in my next video. But anyway, and then I'll wire it to my upfitters. But anyway, that's pretty much all I got for my update. And truck is awesome. All right, later guys.